Hello everyone, good evening from Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix, the 13th Grand Prix of this season, Passion for Open Wheels Manager 2023. We are in Spa and this is the first race after the summer break, so we will see if some of the teams will have some good effects from the fourth market we have had just before the summer break. So I start with the standings. We can see the standings just updated from the last Grand Prix. We have had in Zandvoort. Fabrizio Barbazza is in first position with 196 point ahead of Ukyu Katayama. 73 points ahead of him, and third position we have Hitoshi Ogawa, the other Japanese with the BHP. Fourth position for Stefano Modena and fifth position for Alan Prost. I can show you the team standings too, where we have the AGR team, the first position with 2060 points ahead of Gladiators team with 2032 points, sorry. And in third position we have the Mistral with 146 points. So we can see the updates the team had in the last market. As you can see in this table, the BHP changes the second driver, Eric van der Poel, with Johnny Herbert. The Mistral changed the fuel. I didn't remember if they have the BP or anything else, but now they have the Shell fuel. New chassis update for the Wombats, and this is one of the most interesting movement we have had, because the Wombats now have the 643 model of the Ferrari 1991 edition. The Scutigers decided to not update the car, so we have another updating with the HRT upgrade fuel of 5 kilograms, and the CB Racing changed the fuel like the Mistral, so they now have the Shell, and Viper did an upgrade with the fuel of 5 kilograms. Even for the Viper Racing. Then Nintendo Bronto team changed the engine. They updated the Ferrari engine, so they now have the same specification of the BHB, the 291 6 edition of the Ferrari 1991. Ajip changed the second driver, so the Ajip changed the fuel, no, upgraded the fuel with the 5 kilograms. Then the Ghost changed the second driver, swapping Oscar Larrauri with Gerhard Berger. The Gladiators upgraded the reliability of the engine, the Renault engine, reached the maximum. 10 stars for the Renault of the Gladiators team. Then the Miles per hour changes the second driver, Bertrand Gachot with the Demon Hill. Passion Vitesse didn't change anything because they didn't have enough money to make something. Then the Cesario upgraded the fuel 5 kilograms minus for them. Okay, now we can shoot the track, and we can start the qualifying session 2. Sorry, that was the accelerated time. I think that probably we have a lot of loud sounds of the car, because I didn't hear my voice too. Okay, back on track. What we can expect from this race? Oh well, you can see 2 of the favorites of this Grand Prix, Barbazza and Patrese, especially Patrese with the Gladiators. He's in a really good shape in the last races. Now he had to fight with Barbazza and Inoue too, and so probably he will abort. And okay, yes, he will abort the qualifying lap at the end of the lap, so we can change and move with another driver. I will follow Stefano Modena, or maybe it would be a better move to Barbazza. I'm looking for him because he started the lap time. Or this is Jean Alesi, and he's at P4OW, so we can check if no, he will go to pit stop. Oh, here's, as you can see, the new model of the Wombats, the Ferrari 643. A really good model. I'm loving it. Well, oh, this is Fabrizio Barbazza, but he will come back to the pit too. So there's a strange situation and strange strategies for all the drivers. So it seems that they will come back to the pit after the first lap, the installation lap, and then we are not going to have any kind of lap time at the moment, and for the minutes ahead. Let's check if Ayrton Senna maybe it's on track, and he has just passed the finish line. So we have the first lap time, but he is really an high time. Oh, there is a car stall, and he's a Wojtek with the Passion Vitesse. He seems to have some problem with the gearbox. This is the teammate David Coulthard. Yeah, gearbox failure for Gregor Wojtek. It seems that he started from the box and he already had the problem. Let's check. It's incredible if the gearbox basically fails at the very start of the lap. So it's a problem for one who will have to overtake him. But anyway, let's check if some other driver are able to set a time, because at the moment we have only Ayrton Senna in the first position, but he is the only one to have set a time. Okay, now we have other two drivers who have set the time. We have Alan Prost in the first position, virtual pole position, 2 minutes and 66. Then in second position we have Stefano Modena, but he is very far from the pole position. Third position for Thierry Boutsen. Then in fourth we have Ayrton Senna, and then in fifth uh, Julian Bailey with the second AGRT. Okay, we can now follow Roberto Moreno with the Wombats. He has just started his qualifying lap. Well, a really slow time for Taki Inoue. 11 seconds of a disadvantage from the pole position. Probably he had some problem with Gregor Wojtek. I just remind you that Wojtek basically had a gearbox failure at the very start of his installation lap. So basically, he had to do a complete lap just to come back to the pit in first gear. So really an awkward moment for him. And Stefan Johansson, well, he 17 seconds slower than the pole position in this moment. So the Nintendo Brontolo have the new specification of the Ferrari engine, but at the moment they are really slow and so much slower than before. So probably it's a case. I hope for them that they will improve during the qualifying session. We have 12 minutes left in this session. Checking Roberto Moreno, who is far 1 second and a half the second sector, so he's now entering the bus stop, the old bus stop, and then he's on the finish line and gained the third position, 2 seconds far from Alan Prost. Let's check for some other drivers. Maybe Emanuele Pirro is now in sixth position, 3 seconds ahead of Prost. And then it could be interesting to follow Nigel Mansell. He seems to be on track now. Yes, he's 400 tenths slower than Prost in the first sector, but it isn't really a bad lap for him. I checked the second sector, and he did really good in the second sector because the gap is not so bad for him. Let's check him with the camera car. Then he's now entering the last chicane, the bus stop chicane on the curbs. The Lion now is on the finish line. Let's check his time, and he is now in second place. Yeah, a really good performance for Nigel Mansell. Some movement in the classification. We have now Reka Rydell in ninth position. Really strange strategies for the most part of the drivers who didn't set any kind of time lap at the moment. So we have 12 or 13 drivers without lap time, and we have 9 minutes left in this session. At the moment, Prost is easily in pole position, just ahead of Nigel Mansell. Third position for Stefano Modena, and then in fourth we have Roberto Moreno. Fifth position for Thierry Boutsen, and then in sixth we have Ayrton Senna. It's really interesting to follow the lap of Gerhard Berger. Gerhard Berger with Ghost Racing. Oh, now we have in ninth position Ukyo Katayama, really slow lap for him, 3 seconds and a half, far away from Prost. It seems to be in a race set up at the moment. So this could be an interesting thing that we will see if other driver will try to qualifying with the race setup. So they will probably be really slower than Alain Prost. So at the moment, the pole position for the Frenchman is undoubtable. Okay, we are now on board with Ostern, Gerhard Berger. Let's check if it takes the Norwegian float. No, he got another time Gregor Wojtek, who had the same problem as before. So I don't know if he pitted or not, but he should. And this is a really awkward moment because now we have three drivers who are approaching the oh, five drivers who are approaching the passion de la vitesse of Gregor Wojtek, who is struggling to reach again the pit stop with only the first gear. And as you can see, it's not a really good moment for all this driver because they probably had to abort their qualifying attempts. And we have now only 6 minutes. Oh, you can hear the engine of the Passion de la Vitesse screaming. Wow. Let's check if there are some other driver on fire. Schumacher, Hakkinen and Schumacher are now in 10th and 11th position with the Cesario. But we have a lot of drivers without lap time. The BHB drivers, for example, but Demon Hill too, and the Mistral drivers, Jean Lézy and Nakajima. Even Patrese is without time. Barbazza too. So 5 minutes to go, and the situation is really incredible because we have 10 drivers without lap time. We have a car slowing with only stuck in first gear, and it seems that he cannot reach the pit stop or cannot stop the car. Oh, Barbazza now exiting from the pit lane is a good news for the GRT. PK is 700, sorry, tenths, 7 tenths disadvantage from Prost in the first sector. Oh, and this is Alizé. Okay, now we can follow him because he's really fast in the first sector. Is ahead of Prost, 2 tenths of advantage. So we follow him. Let's check if the classification has some editing. Yes, we see now Ogawa in 16th position, just ahead of Demon Hill, 17th. Really far from the pole position, so probably they struggled ahead of Gregor Wojtek. Walizi lost the advantage, and the second sector is now 2 tenths. Let's check the final sector and the final chicane, the bus stop. There is Roberto Moreno just in front of him, but it seems to be not disturbing. Yeah, we have Alesi in the finish line, and he's now in second position. So Alan Prost keeps the pole position for the moment, and we have now 2 minutes to go. Boutsen is now ahead of his teammate Ayrton Senna. The two Egypt CWF are in 6th and 7th position. Oh, both Mansell and Berger are stuck behind Coulthard, and then we have Berger attacking and then overtaking in the sideline Nigel Mansell, but they aren't really fast at the moment. No, this is Ogawa just behind Ukyo Katayama, but he is really slow. Not a good qualifying section for the BHP. It seems that Katayama is on a race setup and down, and now they reached the poor Wojtek with his gearbox failure. There is a yellow flag too in the first corner, so probably we have some car in trouble. Let's see if we can understand. And then, as you can see, Wojtek remain on track, and this is a really bad news. I don't understand why he didn't stop. Last second of the session. Let's see the classification. We have only one driver without time, and he is Satoru Nakajima. So we can check if where he is now. Here we are with him, but he's really slower than the pole position. 3 seconds ahead of Alain Prost, but the very last moment it reached the 16th position. So a really strange classification, because we have had a lot of problem, but it seems that Alain Prost takes the pole position just ahead of his friend Jean Alesi in second, and then third position for Nigel Mansell. Really good qualifying for him. Then fourth position for Stefano Modena, and in fifth position we have Roberto Moreno, just ahead of Thierry Boutsen and Ayrton Senna. Eighth position for Riccardo Patrese. Then in ninth position we have Gerhard Berger, just ahead of Johnny Herbert, the first of the two BHB, while Ogawa is only in 13th position. The championship leader, Fabrizio Barbazza, is only in 11th position. Not a good qualifying for him. Yeah, the qualification session was messed up by the problem of Gregor Wojtek, who wasn't able to come back to the pit and slower all the cars because of his gearbox failure. And as you can see in the standings, he was able to finish a lap, but with a really slow time. Maybe it wouldn't be better in a bicycle. Okay, we can come back to the box. I just want to check if the yellow flag was for Emanuele Piero, probably because the graphics shows him on track, but he was in the pit lane. I saw him before. I cannot reach him now. Oh yes, it is, but it seems to not have some problem. Anyway, qualification are over, and we have Alan Prost in pole position, ahead of Jean Alesi in third position, Nigel Mansell. Let's take the screenshot and then we will move on to the race session. I hope it will be interesting because this is a really strange qualification. So we have the professor in the first position. Let's save the print screen before they just disappear as the last time. I hope the stream is working better than the last time. Sorry for my bad English, as I'm not as good as the other. 3 minutes and 44 seconds for Gregor Wojtek. And for time for him. Okay. Now this is the time of the race, so we'll start the race right now. Here we are. Lights are red and now they are green. So start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Alan Prost started very well. So Nigel Mansell takes the second position now, overtaking Jean Alesi. And then we have in the fourth position Roberto Moreno, just ahead of Stefano Modena and Ayrton Senna. Will follow Jean Alesi because it seems to be able to overtake in the Camel Straight thanks to the horsepower of his Honda engine, and he did it without any kind of problem. Let's check if behind there are some other movement in the standings, and we can see that Thierry Boutsen hadn't a really good start and he lost fourth position. Now we have Gerhard Berger inside of him, so he lost another position, Thierry Boutsen. Let's check if some drivers had some aerodynamical problem. It seems not. Then we have now Barbazza in the outside of Buhon, trying to overtake Stefan Johansson with the new engine, but he didn't. He didn't. So now he's only in 22 position. So he had some problem in the first lap, probably, Fabrizio Barbazza. He's really in a bad moment. Even Schumacher lost a lot of position. Now he's only in P23. I come back to the front of the group where we have Alain Prost in first position, just ahead of Jean Alesi, who seems to be able to overtake him, so we can stay with him. Oh, strange path for Alain Prost. Didn't understand why. Probably he had some problem with the power of the engine, the exiting of the source. So now Jean Alesi is inside of him and complete the overtake. No, because Alan Prost keep the position. Really good battle between them, and now we have Mansell too. But at the end, Jean Alesi seems to be able to take the lead now because Prost. Oh yeah, really good battle for between them, and now they are in three because we have also Nigel Mansell ready to battle with them, and Ayrton Senna trying to close the gap behind them. So Prost, in some way, keeps the lead. Oh, we have just the first retirement of the race, and he's Gregor Wojtek. So really bad weekend for him. He completed only a lap. It seems to be stopped the car just in the Radion. Yeah, another technical problem for him. So only one lap completed with a good performance car. So the first retirement of the race is the Passion de la Vitesse of Gregor Wojtek. And the lap number 2. Now we are following the head of the race where we have Alain Prost battling with Jean Alesi, the bus stop. They are really close. Let's check the classification where we have Patrese in 6th position and Herbert 9th, then Ogawa 10th, Berger 11th. Yuki Katayama only 15th, but Barbazza is even worse because he is only in 21 P21. Let's check if it's the right moment for LSZ to overtake Alan Prost. Oh yes, he tried, but it didn't succeed. And the same thing for Ayrton Senna. He tried to overtake Nigel Mansell, but he wasn't able to do it in the Lecombe chicane. Now we can see that Patrese is now in 5th position, so he will take Roberto Moreno. And there is an interesting battle between this driver. We have Patrese, Moreno, Modena, Herbert, and then Butzen, and just a bit behind of them we have Ogawa and Berger. Now Herbert overtook with a really good really good move in the inside of the P1 corner, Stefano Modena, so he's now in 7th position. The resting first lap of this race with a lot of battles between the drivers. It seems that some cars are really fast on the straight, but the Viper at the moment seems to be better in the second sector, so Alan Prost is able to keep the lead for the moment, and Alesi isn't able to overtake him. Lap number 4. Prost ahead of Alesi, then Mansell, Senna, Patrese, Moreno, Herbert, Modena, Butzen and Ogawa. The top 10 of this race at the moment. Here we are again with Prost and Alesi on the Camel Straight. It seems that Alesi had to parcelize the speed, and yeah, some problem probably in the braking point, because Prost seems to brake later than him. We have a pit stop of Palmer, so probably something happened to him. Let's check. Let's check. Yes, he lost the front wing, so probably there was an accident between him and some other driver. Uh, I'm trying to see if it happened in this last lap or before. In that case, I will check at the end of the race what happened. Or was battling between some driver, yeah, but he had already lost the front wing, so probably something happened 2 laps ago. So I will check at the end of the race. Then we come back in the front of the race where we have Prost ahead of Alesi, then third position for Mansell ahead of Senna, and Patrese, who is starting to come back to the front. Where there are some changes in the middle of the field. They are battling Hakkinen, Katayama, Bailey, and we can see now even Barbazza in 11th position. He had to come back and oh, there is another retirement. There is Demon Hill. So the second retire of this race. It seems to be a failure. Yes, probably engine failure or gearbox failure. So the second retirement regards the mice prower of Demon Hill. Come back to the front. Let's see if this is the right moment or not. Jean Alesi is just stuck behind Prost at the middle of the Camel Straight, so he isn't able to go to full throttle, and this is the most important problem for him, because he would have a lot of speed more than Alain Prost, but simply he didn't reach the maximum speed of the car, because he stuck it behind Prost in the middle of the Camel Straight. So there are a lot of a lot of straight to do, and the hope for him is to lose something here, and then try to go full throttle in the Camel, because this is the only thing he can do to overtake Prost. Let's see. Patrese is now really close to Ayrton Senna, so he would probably attack the Brazilian in the next lap. Moreno with renewed Wombats is now in 6th position, ahead of Johnny Herbert. First race for him in the BHP here in Belgium. Berger overtook Ogawa and he is now in the top 10. And then Barbazza now overtaking in the inside Katayama. Really good move for the Italian, and this is the battle between the first two of the standings at the moment. While Bailey trying to overtake in the inside of the Lassours, Michael Schumacher, and he seems to be able to complete the overtake. Really good move for him. Oh, let's. I lost the overtake we were expecting for a long time because now Alesi is in front of in the top of the Belgian Grand Prix. He was able to overtake Prost. Let's check if this is the moment. Seems yes. Yes, at the exiting of Lecombe just before the Bruxelles corner. So now we have another leader of the race, and he is Jean Alesi with the Mistral just ahead of Alain Prost, who is in second place, ahead of Nigel Mansell. Fourth position for Ayrton Senna, just ahead of Riccardo Patrese, who is preparing the attack. And Herbert overtook Roberto Moreno, so he gains now the 6th position with the BHP. Moreno is now demoted in the 7th position, ahead of Modena, Boutsen and Berger. Oh, Katayama is now back again ahead of Barbazza. Let's see what happened in the Lacombe chicane. Oh, Barbazza had some problem in the exiting of the chicane, so Katayama was able to overtake him, and then we can see now Mika Schumacher in the inside of Julian Bailey come back in 11th position. These drivers are fighting for the 15th position, no, sorry, the 16th position, but it seems they are really fighting hard. Yeah, we can see that Johansson with the new engine seems to be able to stay with the group, the midfield group, or not so far, and this is a really good news for the Nintendo Brontolo. Brontolo is the only team who haven't any point at the moment, and they need to make some point or to have some good race, and probably the last hope for them are in the Italian Grand Prix, the next Grand Prix in Monza. Oh, fighting Katayama and Barbazza. Seems they are fighting for the title, but at the moment they are only in 16th and 17th position, so it's really strange because we are used to see them in the first position. Instead in this race they are in the midfield. Then Patrese now overtakes Enna, so I will check the overtake. Probably yes, at the end of the Camel Straight, as we have seen before in other attempts. See, basically the same overtake as we have already seen. Patrese now is now in fourth position ahead of Senna. and with these Goodyear tires, he would be the favorite for the second part of the race. Even Nakajima and Piquet are fighting for the position number 12. Bailey is back again in front of Schumacher, so the English driver didn't let the position to the German. Seems that Alesi is able to increase his gap, his advantage. He is now 2 second dot 7 of advantage over Alan Prost is in second position. Then in third we have Nigel Mansell ahead of Riccardo Patrese. Oh, Berger overtook Boutsen. Let's check where happens. It seems to be in the bus stop chicane. Oh, well, hard fight between them, and then Berger gains a position, and now he's in ninth position ahead of Boutsen and Ogawa. It seems to end up closed battle between Barbazza and Ukyo Katayama, with the Italian who is now comfortably in 17th position, but he needs to come back to the top 10 in order to make some points, and it is a really good momentum for him. And he has to get this opportunity in order to increase his advantage on Katayama, and even to defend his position to the attack of Riccardo Patrese, who is really in a fantastic moment. Yeah. So we are now in the lap number 9, and we have Alain Prost, Jean Alesi in first position ahead of Alain Prost with a gap of 44 seconds. 4 seconds. Then in third position, still Nigel Mansell ahead of Riccardo Patrese, but the gap is closing quickly. And then in fifth position we have Ayrton Senna. There are some movements behind. Yes, probably Ogawa overtook. Let's check, because there were an overtook. Probably Berger overtook. Yeah, overtook Moreno, but lose the car at the exiting of La Source. So Moreno is back in 8th position, while Ogawa overtook Thierry Boutsen. So now Ogawa is in position number 10. And Nakajima and Piquet are closing their gap to Boutsen. Let's see if Gerberger complete the overtake or not on Roberto Moreno. It seems yes, yes, yes. Gerhard Berger is now in 8th position ahead of Roberto Moreno, who is losing position probably in the second part of the race. His pace was not is not so good, so the hope of the Wombats team are on Nelson Piquet, who seems that he's really faster than the teammate in this moment. But he has Satoru Nakajima ahead and isn't able to overtake him, probably thanks to the powerful of the Honda engine of the Mistral. So you have to think about a miracle, a really later braking, maybe in the bus stop. He is now really close to him. Let's see if try to overtake or not. No. Patrese is now really close to Nigel Mansell, and they will battle for the third position in few seconds. Oh, what a difference of speed. So Patrese easily overtakes Nigel Mansell, but the British later braking, and then he takes back the position. So not for the moment, Patrese. He had to try again. Oh well, there is a battle between Ogawa and Roberto Moreno. Let's see if the BHB is able or not to take the position number 9. While we have Satoru Nakajima, Terry Boutsen and Nelson Piquet in this battle. So it's a 5 driver battle, and we can follow no, because Patrese is really close to Nigel Mansell, so we have to follow this battle for the third position. Let's see if in the fastest part of the track, Blanchimont corner. Oh, really close. Wow. What a risk for Patrese in the inside, but at the moment Mansell holds the position. On the finish line, really faster, Riccardo Patrese. Oh, what a crash for him in the inside of the La Source corner, but the car seems to continue without any kind of problem. So Patrese is now in third position and Mansell is now only in fourth. Let's see if with the drag, the drag is able to take a newer attempt to take back the position, but it seems not. So Patrese keeps the third position and Mansell stuck behind in fourth. We have now Johnny Herbert with the BHP really close to Ayrton Senna. They are battling for the fifth position. While Jean Alesi, we are now in the half of the race and is comfortably leading the race with an advantage of 7 seconds on Alan Prost and about 20 seconds of Riccardo Patrese. And this is the really important date, because as you already seen in the last races, in the second part of in these races, the Goodyears tires really make the difference. So we'll see if 20 seconds are enough or not. Only two drivers retired at the moment, and they are Gregor Foytek and Damon Hill. Let's see. Let's check if the powerful of the Ferrari engine can help or not. Johnny Herbert in his attempt or not? No. So we stay at the moment in the 6th position. Let's see now Ogawa attacking inside Roberto Moreno, but he didn't. And Barbazza now attacking Mika Hakkinen for the 15th position. But the Finnish driver hold the position. I need to fast forward a bit for a couple of laps. We have seen Berger overtook the teammate. So now the standing changes, and we have Berger in 7th position, just ahead of Stefano Modena in 8th position. Same situation for these 5 drivers, where we have Roberto Moreno in 9th position, ahead of Ogawa, Butsen, Nakajima and Piquet, while Barbazza is now ahead of Mika Hakkinen in 15th position. And for the moment, Alesi is able to keep his advantage on Riccardo Patrese, and even he gained a couple of seconds, so he is now leading the race with an advantage of 11 seconds on Alan Prost and 22 seconds on Riccardo Patrese. Then Herbert overtakes Ayrton Senna, so he is now in 5th position ahead of Senna, while Mansell is in 4th position. Ogawa overtook Moreno, so he is now in 9th position ahead of Thierry Boutsen. Nelson Piquet, who is able to overtake Nakajima finally. He is now in position number 12. It seems that Patrese isn't able to close the gap with the first 2 drivers of the race, Prost and Alesi. And it's really strange because in the last races we have seen a more brilliant drive by him, so this is not what I expected from this race from him. We are now in the 70 lap, so we have 5 laps more to go. Jean Lézy is leading the race ahead of Alain Prost. And then we have Riccardo Patrese, and then Nigel Mansell and Johnny Herbert, and they are battling for the position number 4. Then we have Senna in 6th and Berger in 7th, ahead of his teammate Stefano Modena. 9th position for Hitoshi Ogawa. Then in 10th we have Roberto Moreno. Now can see if Piquet tried to overtake on Boutsen, but he was just lost the car. Barbazza is trying to close the gap with the point zone. Let's see if he will be able to get some points, while his rival Katayama is only in P number 17. Herbert overtook Mansell, so we can check yeah, in the replay, and there was Inoue to lap, then Herbert take advantage of this situation and overtook the British man. So now Mansell is in 5th position and Herbert is in 4th. 4 laps to go. Alesi, Prost and Patrese, this is the virtual podium for the moment. Three laps to go. We have now Nakajima, Pier and Barbazza really close, and we have another retirement, and is the second Passion de la Vitesse of David Coulthard. Probably had some failure. Yes, it is for sure a mechanical failure, but he will be classified anyway. He was battling with Rydell for the 23 position 23, but now he is retired, so will be classified in position number 26. Sorry. Oh, what happened? What happened? You know, was stuck with his car just in the middle of the track with a gearbox failure, and some driver had problem to overtake him. Let's check if some of them lose an aerodynamical part, such as the front wing. It seems that the Ghost Racing duo overtook him without any kind of problem, and Boutsen stuck behind him. Well, we have to check if he no, what, sorry, I didn't want to accelerate the time, but I did, sorry. And there is also another retirement, and this is the Nintendo Bronto of Taki Inoue. I would like to check if the reboots and lose or not is front wing. For sure he lose some position because he's now only in position number 20, so he lose a lot of position. What a mess for him. Two laps to go, and we have Alizé in first place, ahead of Alan Prost second, then Riccardo Patrese third, fourth position for Johnny Herbert, then Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna. Gerhard Berger is in position number 7, then we have Stefano Modena, Hitoshi Ogawa and Roberto Moreno in P10. And they are battling, the Wombats duo are battling for the P number 10, so the last point position. Barbazza is now in position number 13, but he's 5 seconds ahead of, away from the point zone. I'm checking if the drivers are in trouble or not with the Pirelli tires. They seems to not degraded as the other races, but we can expect some mechanical failure in the last lap, as we already seen in the other races, so the race is not over. One and a half lap to go for Alizé here in Spa-Francorchamps. The Frenchman is leading the race ahead of Alain Prost and then Riccardo Patrese in third position. Good debut for Johnny Herbert, who is in fourth position ahead of Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna. Oh, there is a yellow flag. Yeah, there is a yellow flag and it is Emanuele Pirro. Emanuele Pirro. Problem for the second miles per hour, so both of the miles are out of the race. Let's check, but it seems to be a gearbox or suspension failure. He was battling for the position number 12. And what a pity for the miles per hour, but he would be classified anyway in position number 24. Let's see the last lap of the race. Jean Alesi lapped two drivers, Johansen and Chavez, so it seems that he has no driver in front of him to lap, and this is a really good news for him. And let's check the last lap. The gap with Prost and Patrese decreases, but at the moment he is really in a good situation. So we have Alesi in front of everyone, and then in second position we have Alain Prost, then third position for Riccardo Patrese. Good race for the Ghost Racing. They are both in a point zone, position number 7 and 8 for them. Let's go on board with Jean Alesi for the last corner of his race. He's now on Blanchimont, so last kilometer for him. And he did a really good job today. And this is the first race, first win for the Mistral. Yeah, first race for him and for the team. So Jean Alesi wins the Belgian Grand Prix ahead of Alain Prost, second position for him, and then in third position ended Riccardo Patrese. Herbert tried to overtake Palmer. Oh, he takes some risk, but he succeeds. So Herbert ended the first race for him in fourth position. Good job for him. Good job for him. Then Nigel Mansell is in fifth position, and then Ayrton Senna sixth. Gerberger seventh, ahead of his teammate Stefano Modena. Well, Piquet overtakes his teammate, so now we have the Brazilian Nelson Piquet in P10. Let's check if they are battling. No, they are not battling anymore. So we have Ogawa 9th, Piquet 10th, then Roberto Moreno 11th, and these are the bad news. While Barbazza, the championship leader, is out of the point, and I think it's the first time in this season. So Barbazza only 12th position for him, then Nakajima in P13, Akinen 14, Katayama only 15, then Schumacher 16 and Bailey 17. Arboreto 18, and then the poor Botzen only position number 11. Johansson in P20, Chavez in position number 21, Rydell 22, and then Jonathan Palmer, who had an accident in the first lap of the race, ended in 23 position. So that's all for this Belgian Grand Prix. Thanks to all of you following this race. I hope you have enjoyed the race. And as I said before, this is the first wins for the Mistral team and for Jean Alesi, of course. And then see you in the next appointment, in the next race in Italy for the Monza Grand Prix. Thanks and have a nice evening.